Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Global Gaming Podcast, where it's just me and DolphinVi this week. We're not having a foursome again, at least not this week. Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe on Christmas, I guess. Or
Yeah,
Christmas Eve, actually.
we'll see. Sorry for that cough, by the way. And it's gonna be a more casual episode. We don't have a shitload planned, but we have some ideas, so we'll jump right into it. You want to talk about something personal first, or what's been going on in the gaming world itself?
I suppose we can talk about what's going on in the gaming world. That's one thing to pay attention to.
Yeah, I guess. Let me think. What was one thing? I guess the one thing is that Bethesda accidentally doxes a whole bunch of people
hmm
and just keeps on fucking it more and more. But what else is new?
Hopefully they'll actually learn for a change.
um. Uh.
I mean, I doubt it,
Also,
but hopefully they will learn.
also, Joker from Persona 5 is going to be a Smash Brothers DLC character.
hmm
Celebrate this, I considered doing some sort of video where I was freaking out like a madman and saying stuff like "fuck you, Mark Hamill. This is the real Joker." Then I realized I loved Mark Hamill too much to do that to him.
Mm. Well, yeah, then again, he did throw his balls away by advocating women should rule society, so nah, I'm not sure.
Who cares about that shit? He's Mark Hamill. He's allowed
Mm.
to say whatever he wants. Plus, listen, when you're a certain individual, you're allowed to say whatever you want and you'll have no consequences. Mark Hamill is one of those people.
Yeah, nobody can just say whatever they want and get no consequences. Everyone gets
But
consequences somewhere.
he probably doesn't believe it. He's probably just virtue signaling. And if he does believe it, then whatever. It doesn't change the fact. Like,
Mm.
my respect for him comes from his work and who he is as a person, not
I'm
his
aware.
religion. So it doesn't really change
Yes.
anything. You know what I mean?
Last Jedi still royally destroyed him. Thank
But like,
God that movie's over.
but like the point is and stuff is what I have respect for him has nothing to do with his political views. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It has everything to do with his work and who he is as a human being. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair? Or am
Yeah.
I being a blind fanboy? But I will admit I do have like a picture of me taking a picture with Mark Hamill at Comic-Con, so I could be a fanboy.
Yeah, pretty much you are.
Tell my fanboy.
Well, you've even admitted it, so it has to be one.
Well, no, I'm saying is like I took a picture with him. It's like not everything he does I approve of. Like he said some stupid political shit on Twitter. But like everyone, like that's literally everyone. Everyone says political shit now on Twitter. So it's like that doesn't make him a special snowflake, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just being honest. Point is, leave Mark Hamill alone. He's a nice guy. At least I think he is. Do you think Mark Hamill's a nice guy, or do you think he's a dick?
I hope he's a nice guy.
Fair enough. Also, the Game Awards happened, and I watched pretty much none of it. Just popped in every once in a blue moon to see if there's a game announcement. That was it.
Instead, apparently a black gay furry went on stage to
Talk about that
show
later.
how political they were, apparently.
Apparently, it was a guy who won Gamer of the Year. And whatnot, I think he was trying to do like some emotional speech, like look, despite all this, I'm here. But it came off more as him just saying, "Hey guys, look, I'm gay, I'm black, I'm this, I'm that," and I'm just
I'm
like,
everything Republicans hate, and people are like, what does this have to do with video games? What does this do?
yeah, no, he was probably trying to do some inspirational thing, but it came off as just being a bit ridiculous.
Well, I would hope that's what it is.
In some good, interesting news, a real RPG, they're feeling, looks like words Papagy use words that form sentences that express ideas. I'm sorry, sometimes my like brain just breaks and I just like start spazzing out and saying stuff. Anyway, what I was going to say before my brain broke was an interesting game was announced at the Game Awards called The Outer Worlds, which is being made by Obsidian Entertainment. And what's interesting about it is it's being made by some of the same people who worked on the original Fallout games, as well as Fallout New Vegas. And in general, it's also being worked on by Obsidian in general, which I feel, despite some problems here and there with their games, overall I think they're a pretty good studio.
Mm-hmm.
What I've heard, it sounds like upper management is a little bit corrupt or kind of shit, but like the main development teams are pretty good. I don't know all the details, but like apparently like upper management has done some questionable things. That's kind of shitty.
Yeah, well, that's just upper management for you.
Like apparently upper management was so bad that it caused one of the founders to leave, which was Chris Avalone. And like he's still like funny. I'm not gonna get into all the details here, mostly because I don't know all of them. But like you can easily look up why he left the company and whatnot. But he's still apparently supportive of the games they make. But like still like just his only problem is with the upper management. That's interesting. I find it interesting just because how bad could the upper management be that one of the founders of the company left?
Mm-hmm. And you have no segue from that, do you?
No, not really. I'm just saying whatever that pops in my head. Oh yeah. It looks like a much better. Don't know much about it and stuff, but like there is a gameplay demo that you can look up online. It looks better than Fallout 4, so that's something, I guess. Apparently, Dragon Age 4 got a teaser trailer, so that's a thing. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the Game Awards. It's kind of the whole thing is sort of a joke.
It's kind of like the Academy or the Movie Awards. Nobody really watches it anymore.
Well, not only no one watched it, I have a feeling that no one really takes it seriously. But like
Mm-hmm.
even the people who are nominated, but they go anyway because they feel like they have some obligation or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. I mean, I don't have any proof of this, but I don't know. That's just the impression I get. I could be completely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I never got this, but like, can you explain the meme behind Jeff Keighley? I know
Who?
there's like some meme, Jeff Keighley, there was some meme about him years ago that involved Doritos and Mountain Dew and being a questionable journalist. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know who he is, so no.
Never mind then. Let me think. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah. So, what have you been playing recently on DolphinVi?
Well, Shadow
No
the
one
Tomb
game.
Raider and Paladins.
What do you think of them?
Shadow the Tomb Raider was very disappointing.
I'm sorry to hear that. Why do you find it disappointing?
But especially it's hard for me because I was a fan of the first two games, and this game, it's like, what went wrong? What did you do with this game?
I think one thing is I think it's done by a different developer. The first two games I think were done by Crystal Dynamics, and the third game was done by Eidos Montreal. So maybe that was one of the things.
Hmm.
But Eidos Montreal has done some pretty good games, past like Deus Ex. Uh,
I mean, let's make the frame rate massively hard. Let's have frame drops. The game still has not been patched that yet.
Anything good about it?
Well, I guess the combat is still somewhat good.
And
Although they've
like,
changed the heal button to F1. You probably understand how hard that is to do when you're on the run.
yeah. So
And
what
the
is
story has taken a huge nosedive when it comes to writing.
for the other two game stories good, or were
Well,
they
yeah.
also okay?
I mean, the story here is taking such a nosedive, though, that I was actually rooting for the main villain. I wanted him to win.
I haven't played any of the. I don't think I've ever played any Tomb Raider games ever.
Well, no,
I'll
I
have
mean,
to play
the
them
story
at one
keeps
point.
telling me, this is the villain. You must hate this guy. And yet I look at all the scenes this guy's in, it's like, but why do I hate this guy again? I mean, he sounds pretty good so far. Why do I hate this guy again?
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, Lara even calls him a selfish murdering bastard, and he's like, excuse me? I'm the selfish murdering bastard? How many
What?
people have you been killing or endangering just to satisfy your thirst for knowledge?
Yeah, from what I've heard of
I mean,
that.
that
Like,
was a great line. And yet he's
I don't
still the
know
villain
much.
somehow.
Yeah, I don't know much about the game, but like, I do know like the game sort of taps on the fact that apparently Laura is causing so much harm to the world by finding this shit, but
Yeah.
instead of really developing on it, they just sort of bring it up and then ignore it. Is that
Mm.
correct?
And well, there's a Mayan apocalypse coming, and Laura's the one that caused it.
And like, there's
Yes.
a game
Yeah,
after they
and
bring
then
up
the
that
main villain
Laura.
shows up, he finds out, and he's like, great, now I have to clean up your mess, thanks a lot. It's like, why is this guy the villain again? And and the
So
entire theme of the game is you have to make your own destiny, which is what the villain wants to do. It's like, why is this guy the villain again? Wait, why is this guy the villain?
and like,
Oh yeah,
is it true that they only? I'm sorry. Is it true that they only tap on the idea that it's Laura's fault and then completely ignore it for the rest of the game, as if it isn't her fault?
Well, yeah, they do kind of get into the fact that, yeah, this whole apocalypse is coming and it is kind of your fault.
But did they
But
ignore
then
it
they
after?
try to focus on, well, look at this guy. He's such an evil villain. Okay, game, why is he the villain again? Well, he wants to take over the world. And then there's a scene of the villain, like, right after. It's like, what? No, I don't. I just want to save the world, and then you can have it afterwards. I don't care what you do. You can have it afterwards. What?
So,
So I'm like, why is
anyway,
this the villain game? You're trying to sell me on this guy being evil, but I'm just not seeing it. But
so I'm guessing you're not a big fan of it.
no. And there's one part of the game that I especially hate. Where
What's
out of
that?
nowhere they just take away all your weapons and they force you to use nothing but stealth against tons of armed enemies.
Sucks.
And then on top of all that, at this point in the game, they introduce another kind of enemy that has thermal goggles, which makes most of your stealth options almost useless. And it is the most difficult part of the game.
That sounds like crap. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, uh, have you having any fun with it at least?
Uh, well, it was an adventure, I guess. I mean,
Fair
there's
enough.
merchants in the game. You can buy stuff now. I mean,
Oh, that sounds
they're all
nice.
pretty useless because everything costs tons of money, and everything you can buy, you can either have a better version of at the beginning or find out in the fields anyway. So it's kind of like, why did you put them in there?
Um,
And it was just not a well made game.
so are there any other games you've been playing recently that you like?
Yeah. Well, I say Paladins. That was a good one.
Okay. Yeah, and heard it's very similar to Overwatch and whatnot.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I know I'm probably going to get pilloried by some fans for saying it, but come on, it is mechanically it is similar.
I
But
don't think
it's
like
different enough that I'll know which one I'm playing.
like from what I understand, it's not a ripoff. It was just kind of a coincidence. At least I think it is. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. It might not have been.
It's similar enough that an Overwatch player could comfortably transfer to it. But it's not the same. That's what I can say there.
Fair enough. I've been playing the original Knights of the Old Republic games again, and they've been pretty fun.
Yeah. And even
I
better,
finally-
Paladins is on Switch.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Forgot that Paladin's on Switch. Speaking of which, like, there's one game I repeatedly forget it even exists that's on Switch, and that is ARMS. I don't know why, but like, every once in a while I'll just be like, oh yeah, that game exists. And like I'll immediately forget about it again.
Like 1-2 Switch. You feel that one?
I remember 1-2
mean-
Switch more than I remember ARMS.
Yeah.
For
How
some
much is
reason.
Nintendo milk for that game?
Like 1-2 Switch is like a meme or like a joke and whatnot.
It was made to be a party game, not much else. I guess.
Or it was just them being tone deaf. I don't know.
Although yes, now that
Either
I've
way-
tried Paladins on Switch, I can guess I understand why they don't really want Overwatch on the Switch. I guess.
Why is that?
Oh, well, I've tried Paladins on the Switch and on the PC, and it's so much easier to use it on the PC than the Switch.
Well, duh. It's like that's like literally every first-person shooter ever. They're like take literally anything on any console anywhere, and it'll be objectively better on PC because keyboard and mouse.
Man, keyboard and
Well-
mouse doesn't always make PC games better.
Well, no, but it
And yeah, I
definitely
know I
makes
just said that horrible heresy, but it is true.
yeah, but it definitely makes first-person shooters, strategy games, and a whole lot of other types of games are definitely more preferable with keyboard and mouse. Although apparently the Xbox One is getting a keyboard and mouse. So,
Mm,
um,
yeah, so it's like, why not just get a PC at this point?
mm,
Not that I'm not glad it's getting the option.
yeah. But it's is that just it? Do you think it's only because of the keyboard and mouse, or is there more to it than that?
Hmm?
I said, do you think that it's easier on PC as opposed to Switch only because of the keyboard and mouse controls, or is there something else to it?
Well, okay, I'm not sure if it was just me or maybe there's something to it, but it felt a little slower on the Switch than the PC.
I'm guessing. I'm gonna guess $1 million. That's probably because of lower frame rates.
Mm, yeah, probably lower frame rates, a little less responsive controls.
Either way,
Yeah, I
though,
mean, I was
still,
playing the best champion I'm good at, and I was getting slaughtered on Switch.
maybe everyone else is just better than you. When you're
But
on
when I
Switch,
switched to PC, I play the same champion. I'm just dominating.
well, that's because when you go on PC, you just happen to come across a bunch of noobs. But when you go on Switch, you come across a bunch of hardcore people. Or
No.
maybe the Switch version sucks.
Mm. Okay, let me explain how this works. When up till level 5, you fight bots in Paladins. And I wasn't up to level 5 in Switch yet. But I am in PC, so there could have been a difficulty spike.
So the Nintendo Switch version sucks.
Well, I think for a PC player, it would suck. I'm not sure at everyone else, though. But if there's cross-platform play for it, I'd really enjoy that.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, can I say something off-topic rant? Sort of. It's like totally stupid, but like, you know the meme that's been going around with Pikachu and surprised expression?
Mm-hmm.
Know that meme? I have a bone to pick with that meme, only because like it's a pretty decent meme, it's pretty funny, but like there's been some people who were like modifying on the meme as they always do with like higher res versions of Pikachu being surprised. My problem with that is that the funniest part of the meme is the fact that the face is so low res and so like undetailed, and when you like make it more detailed, it's like a lot less funnier. At least to me, you know what I mean? It loses some of the magic. So it's like I don't understand why some people want to make a joke less funny, you know? Does that make any sense?
Things always evolve, Papa G. You can't help that.
Or de-evolve.
I said evolve, not always in the best way.
Anyway. What else is going on? I'm trying to think what else is going on.
I mean,
Wide
EA
world.
has definitely evolved from stupid company to stupider company.
It can't be that stupid if they're making millions of dollars.
They're not going to make you millions of dollars too long from now if this is the way they're going.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, Battlefield 5.
That's true. There's only some stuff going on with that game.
They said, don't play the game. Well, the fans listened. And now it's like, what, 50% off?
Speaking of like having developers not letting certain people buy the games. I heard a rumor. You know what? I shouldn't talk about this if I don't know for certain. So ignore that. Never mind. What else should we talk about? What else has been going on in the news recently? In the news, great old news that we call gaming entertainment. What's going on? Oh yeah, like apparently people are freaking out over the new YouTube Rewind and stuff for some reason.
I haven't seen it because it's apparently cancer.
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely bad in cancer, but it's no more or less cancer than the other one. So take that for what you will. My only problem with PewDiePie was PewDiePie did a review of it, and like I watched it, and he was like talking about how back in the day the YouTube rewinds are so much better, and, like this and that stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? They were always bad. You think you have rose tinted glasses on because you were in them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what else is trying to think? It's just I just don't really have much to say about it. So YouTube Rewind is a thing, and I don't know. What else? Oh yeah, I know one thing I want to talk about. One thing I really love Knights of the Old Republic 2 and stuff, but it really sucks that how, to some degree, even with the restored content mod, it still feels like it's missing some things.
Mm-hmm.
Like it took me a while to really explain it, but still a good game. But especially with the restored content mod, but like could have been a lot more. But to be fair, Obsidian did know going into it that they would have like only like a year or so to make it. So maybe it's their fault. Maybe it's LucasArts' fault. Maybe it's everyone's fault.
Maybe you're just trying to find fault where there is none.
Maybe. Well, I don't know if they're. Well, the game was released unfinished. I think that is a fault, an objective fault. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. What else has been going on? Should we end here for now, or like, what else do we have to talk about?
Is there any game you've been playing lately?
Yeah, I've been primarily playing Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Oh, that's been really fun. Well, I've been playing recently. Not so much other than those two. Thinking about replaying Persona 5 or Final Fantasy 15.
Which one?
That.
Mm-hmm. And for me, it was still Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I should really make a review on with how bad a game it was.
Maybe we could. Oh, you're gonna be a review channel now? You're gonna be Angry Joe?
No, I don't think I'd do that one.
I'm sorry, I forgot you're not lethality, so you wouldn't get angry at that.
No, I could definitely make an angry review. Not in his style, but I could definitely make a very review about how pissed off I am at Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
It really pissed you off that much?
Look, I'm a guy who really enjoyed the first 2 games. That was just a disappointment.
Fair enough.
No, it's like, what happened to the quality of the story writing in this game? It took a nosedive.
Maybe you should bring back what was it called, Garbage from the Sea or something, and add that to the list of the Garbage Sea reviews.
In fact, I think I would have liked the Fahrenheit story more than I liked the Shadow of the Tomb Raider story.
Oh my god, really? You think the story of Fahrenheit is better than the story of Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
At least I hated the villain in that one. At least I hated the villain. I mean, when you like the villain of a story more than the hero, and you're supposed to hate the villain, that's a sign of bad storytelling.
You know what else is a sign of bad storytelling?
What?
Having Matrix bullshit happen halfway through your somewhat realistic, with small mystery elements. Match. It started out as a game with small supernatural elements and whatnot, and just halfway through just decided, fuck it, we're doing the Matrix now.
Even that still makes more sense than the Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I have my doubts, but like maybe your Shadow of the Tomb Raider review will
Even the freaking start of the plot doesn't make any sense. No, the plot goes like this. One thing is taken from where it's supposed to be. The apocalypse happens. Seriously, that's literally how stupid the plot is. I mean, not even Lara Croft can believe it at first.
What does this start again? Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
One treasure is taken out of place, and so the Mayan apocalypse begins.
Okay.
Yet not even Lara Croft can believe it at first. That's how dumb the plot is.
I mean, hasn't Indiana Jones done stuff like that in the past? I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never seen Indiana Jones.
Yeah. And again, I'm
Anyway.
supposed to hate the main villain, but I find myself supporting him more than I support Lara Croft.
Also, I came across some interesting fun facts recently. Oops, sorry, that was my fault. Back on topic. I actually came across some interesting facts involving Fahrenheit recently. Like apparently it was like rushed a bit. Like apparently the whole Matrix bullshit thing was supposed to be the end of Act 1. It was supposed to be like a really long game and whatnot, and you're supposed to really understand the insides and outs of the 3 clans and whatnot. Your girlfriend was supposed to be alive longer, and death was supposed to be more impactful. I don't know, apparently it's supposed to be better and not just as rushed as it is. But even if it was given the time that it needed to be made, I still have my doubt that it would be, like, good still, because it's still kind of bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's supposed to be a weird game, so okay.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a David Cage game.
It's a pretty stupid, shitty game. It's just really kind of retarded.
Yep, still better than Shadow of the Tomb Raider, though.
I really do have trouble, believing that, because Fahrenheit or Indigo Prophecy, whichever one you want to call it, it's some pretty schlocky shit in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like what about is there a scene in Shadow of the Tomb Raider where the dead guy a dead guy fucks this girl that he's only known for 48 hours tops?
I don't think there's any sex in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, so no.
Well, in that case, it can't be worse than Fahrenheit then, because for those of you who don't know, there's a scene in Indigo Prophecy, and people who don't understand why we're using Fahrenheit in Indigo Prophecy for this game is because in the UK the game is known as Fahrenheit, but David Cage wanted to change the name to Indigo Prophecy, but it was already well known in the UK as Fahrenheit, so he just changed it to Indigo Prophecy for everywhere else in the world. But anyway, in the game, there's a scene near the end where one of the female characters meets up with one of the male characters, and they know each other for 2 days, and by the end of the second day, they're in this underground railroad place where they're sleeping, and she literally says that I love you, even though they've known each other for at best 48 hours and have had very little interaction, but she just loves him, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen worse love stories than that.
It's not a good love story.
It's still a better love story than Twilight.
Twilight, in a controversial opinion, Twilight is a better developed romance than that. Not a good romance story, but it's better. It has development, not just we suddenly love each other. It's not like we have to love each other because apparently every high quality movie game or whatnot has to have a sex scene in it because David Cage is a hack and has only watched a bunch of movies. He's like, okay, in order for a story to be good, we have to have a sex scene, we have to have a rape scene, we have to have this scene. Seriously, guys, next time you guys play David Cage game, play David Cage Bingo, and you'll be surprised at how many repeating elements there are in each game.
And yet his games still sell well, so there must be something to his formula.
Yeah. That is true.
I mean, I guess he's like the Michael Bay of video games. Everyone criticizes him, says his games are shit, but they keep selling.
Not necessarily, I guess, because Michael Bay, no one legitimately defends him, but there's people out there who legitimately defend David Cage, which is fine and stuff. But what I'm saying is, Michael Bay is a 100%, like, you won't find anyone to defend him, or like 99%, whereas there's a small chance you might find someone to defend David Cage.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me, speaking of rape scenes, apparently this recent Sword Art. I hate talking about Sword Art Online, but this is really funny to me because I just found out recently. I wasn't keeping up with Sword Art Online at all, but like I discovered through a friend that apparently there was another rape scene in like the most recent episode of Sword Art Online, which adds more fuel to the fire of my argument that the original writer like doesn't know how to write villains anymore and just decides, how am I going to make them hateable? Just throw in a rape scene or make him a rapist or whatnot. That'll make people hate him. I like literally like laughed as soon as I like heard that scene happen.
Mm-hmm. And yet, despite that, it still sells well. Even
like,
though
I
he
don't know,
can't really write good villains, I guess he can write something that sells. That's the important thing.
And I don't know, like I thought I'd let you know, it's like like the problem isn't that it sells well or people like it or whatnot. I just find it funny that it's like I don't know.
I mean, he's not really good at writing powerful villains, but he's good at writing stuff that sells. I guess that matters.
I don't know, he sounds like a nice guy from what I've read in interviews. Apparently, like, he's a pretty nice guy. Loves hang out with him and whatnot. Does he writes good stories. I just find it funny just because, like, I don't know, it's not true anymore, but, like, there are some Kotaku, there's one Kotaku article from this hack anime critic named, I don't even remember his fucking name, but he wrote an article called Sword Art Online is the smartest anime I've ever seen. It's only halfway over. And it's just I don't normally like saying like you're stupid without hearing you out first, but like there's no way that a person can have high IQ and say that.
Yeah, it's all about perspective.
That is true.
I mean, most of the villains in Sword Art Online are pretty forgettable. Well, except for Death Gun. I mean, there was a lot of potential with that one. It wasn't fully realized, but he was actually a pretty powerful villain.
Well, Death Gun had like what turned out to be was sort of a Death Note ripoff because like he could kill. Well, not really. Like he wasn't off. But like
well, no,
like
he
even
was powerful in the way that a villain should be powerful. That was the important thing.
But even he fell into the trap of being a rapist bad guy because one of the apparently Death Gun is really a plot twist where spoiler is apparently Death Gun is actually being controlled by 3 people, and one of those people just so happens to be a rapist, or like it was like really sexually attracted to this one of the main females and stuff in the scene where he tries to rape her and she fights him off. Now, I'm just trying to think how many times has there been in one within that time apparently in the second half of the first season, and then one was that one. There's been at least 3 villains whose main characteristic has been that they like to rape and and one of them has been like they're mentally insane or something.
Yeah, with Death Gun at the very least, his main thing was killing. The rape thing was secondary.
I'm just saying is in a way I think I understand what SJWs feel now all the time, because to a degree when I think about it, it's a little bit offensive in a way. How he just so callous, he just like writes rape.
Papa G, steady on before you use words like problematic.
I'm not even problematic. I'm just saying.
He said the word. He said the word. It's happening, people. He's becoming an SJW.
I'm saying some of Sword Art Online is kind of offensive to a degree, in terms of like, fuck it, I'm going to be an SJW for a minute. It's like the way it portrays women and the way it like writes mental illness and just all the other serious topics is just offensive.
The author himself admitted he doesn't know how to write female characters well. That should be expected.
Fair enough.
And yes, he's admitted that in interviews.
Yeah, I think he did. And like, it's just the funny thing.
I just wish he'd written Death Gun better.
My only problem with it is it's just I don't know. I have this, I don't know, my line is just generally when you're dealing with serious subjects like rape, mental illness, and whatnot, unless you're doing like some wacky dark comedy, you should like really do your research and really try to portray it in a like like try to like portray it in a respectful way. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But I don't know. That's just me
I don't
being
really have
SJW.
that problem with
So.
it. I would have liked it if the villains were written a bit better.
Well, like everything about well, here's the thing: everything about it is bad. That's just the ice. Yeah, that the other stuff is just the
Well, no, I
icing on
mean,
the
if the
cake.
villains were written better, everything else in the story could rise up to meet that. I mean, the very
Yeah.
first villain, what was his name again? I've forgotten the reason. I know, why was he impactful, but who cares? I mean,
Akihaba, I think his name was something like that.
he should have been in the story a lot more than he was. He should have been a constant presence, and he should have actually done a lot more than he did.
Should have been
And actually had a
actually.
reason to do what he did as well.
Well, at least they didn't make him a rapist, as far as I know. He's like the only SAO villain that wasn't a rapist. I'm sorry for acting like an SJW, guys.
And what he did should have impacted not just Kirito, but everyone in Sword Art Online. But Kirito
Well,
should have felt it a lot more. So
I find it funny because I remember hearing about how in Kirito apparently there's a moment where he had some PTSD in it, and I remember thinking, oh, that sounds interesting. What happened? Then I did some reading, and I found out literally in the next episode, some nurse pretty much just says, there, and his PTSD is instantly cured or something.
Mm-hmm.
Did that happen?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, it was a badly made anime.
I don't know.
Especially that first villain. He should have been more impactful than he was.
I don't know. SAO is a dead horse, and I'm just keep on beating it, so I should probably let it lie. I should let dead horses lie. So,
And I mean, the second villain should have been a lot more impactful than he was, but he just fell flat. That's the biggest problem with him. He doesn't really know how to write very powerful villains.
Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry about that. DolphinVi just finished editing out some really stupid shit I just said. I have no social awareness, so please forgive me. I'm a dumbass. Can someone hit me over the head, please? I just say the most stupid shit without thinking.
Yeah, you should be very glad we don't live stream anymore.
I'm sorry I made you uncomfortable, DolphinVi.
Yes, I'm so glad we don't live stream anymore. That would have been terrible.
Yeah, that would have been awful. That was the stupidest thing I've ever said in my entire life, and I'm so glad that none of you at home will ever hear it. Assuming that DolphinVi actually does edit it out.
Hey, look, I may be edgy, but I don't want my channel taken down. So yes, I'm taking that out.
Thank God. Anyway, how about we talk about something lighter for a moment? Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
Let me think. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I realized I haven't talked much about the fact that Smash Ultimate has come out now. I guess. I'm proud to say it's like one thing that impresses me about the game is how much they really are jam packing it with content.
That's good.
It really is impressive.
To the point they've even put Joker and Shantae in there.
Shantae, oh, I don't know, she might be in there later, but like she isn't in there at the moment.
I think she's in there as a support spirit.
Yeah, she is. But yeah, but that's pretty awesome. Pretty, cash money. Just game shit that popped in my head now.
Well, I'm fine giving Nintendo my money as long as it's a good game.
Yeah. Well, I got at least a little bit tempted to to buy the game and the DLC as soon as I found out that Joker was available as DLC. That is pretty cool. Oh, by the way, did you ever see those videos I sent you? I think earlier in the day it was.
I've been busy for most today, so I don't think I did now.
Fair enough. You get a chance to check them out. They're just pretty funny meme videos.
Okay.
Thanks. Oh
Let's
yeah,
see. I'm trying to figure out who else is going down the drain lately. I mean, we got Blizzard, we got EA, Bethesda. I'll screw up horribly. Whereas with Bethesda, they at least have Doom Eternal coming along to save their butts. But who else?
hopefully, the Eternal looks like it'll probably be a fun and good game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know some bad news recently. Here's some bad news recently. Resident Evil 2 remake apparently will have some form of microtransaction.
Hmm.
Yeah, that sucks. Come on, Capcom. You're riding high with Devil May Cry 5 and the Resident Evil 2 remake, and then you had to put that dampener on our mood.
It's like, where'd you put that damper on?
What?
And when are they going to make Resident Evil 8?
I don't know. Eventually, takes
Yeah, I
years
mean,
to make
7
these
was a pretty
games.
good game. There's something you can go with from there.
I wonder if Wonder if at one point we should do a Let's Play of Resident Evil 5 or 6 together. Like I've heard mixed things on Resident Evil 6. I've heard some people love it and some people think it's the worst thing ever in AAA gaming.
Well, to give you an idea, Resident Evil 7, like, there's a ton of really subtle messages for longtime fans of the game. It's like, yeah, we're not doing Resident Evil 6 again, don't worry.
So I do know there's some people out there who legitimately like it for what it is.
Yeah, there's always going to be people like that out there. It doesn't
What do
mean
you
they're
think
the
of it?
majority.
What did you think of Resident Evil 6? Did you ever play it?
No.
Oh yeah, speaking of this video games bullshit, wanna know what I think is bullshit and I wish the gaming industry would stop? Like pre-order bonuses. Pre-order bonuses are kind of stupid to me. More so not so much the idea of it. It's like, I don't know, sometimes get some cute extra little things, like sometimes stickers, sometimes actual models, sometimes big shit. My problem with it is a lot of the times they cost like $700 or something. And most of the stuff are like cheap plastic shit. Like I don't know how much the Fallout 76 special edition was, but like a lot of the stuff was really cheaply made
Yeah,
and whatnot.
value is subjective. That's all I can really say to that one.
I thought you said value. I thought you believed in objectivity.
I believe in objectivity and subjectivity. Value is objectively subjective.
Fair enough.
Depending on where you live and depending on what you value.
Like to me, it always just struck me as just a big way to. I don't know. I mean, I used to get similar toys like that at the toy store for like $5 or something. Now they're charging like $60 for them. I'm just like, I don't know. Nothing's changed except the prices have increased.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we might as well say rest. I guess also while we're here, we might as well have a moment of silence and a rest in peace for Steven Hillenburg, who at the time of this recording about a week or two ago passed away. He was the creator of SpongeBob, and he seemed like he was a pretty cool dude. Wish I could have had a chance to meet him. But one good thing, well, not good thing that came, but like one thing that happened that's come out of it has been, it's nice seeing like how so many people come out of the woodworks and like really celebrate his life and legacy and whatnot. So still like with Stan Lee, but with a lot less toxicity.
Yeah, and Stan Lee, that's a real tragedy.
Yeah.
Especially some of the stuff that happened to him during the last year of his life.
I haven't been keeping up. What was happening near the last year of his life?
Oh, there was elder abuse.
Uh,
In fact, people stole blood from him. I mean, literally, they stole blood. I think it was nurses, they'd come by and say, hey, Mr. Lee, we need your blood for tests, and then they would sell it to other people who'd mix it with ink and write his signature on comic books. And here, come and get the Stan Lee blood signature comics.
That sounds like some sort of blood voodoo ritual bullshit. That was like really fucked up, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is. They're charging premium for these comics with Stan Lee's blood signature on it. I mean, that's just disgusting.
Where were they selling this? Like, was this on like the dark web or?
You can look this up. It was being done.
I know, but like, was it being done on eBay publicly, or like was it being done through like dark channels or something?
I can't remember the exact details. You have to look that one.
Um. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable this episode. That was a really awful thing for me to say, and I shouldn't have done that. Especially when we were mid joking. At the time, I thought it was going to be like a nice sort of reflective moment where I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't know, it was wrong.
I said
I
you
saw what
need to stop channeling your inner Alexandria Cortez for a moment. Put a filter on your brain.
I'm really sorry.
Mm.
Am I I hope this doesn't affect your opinion on me.
No, you're not as bad as she is, believe me.
But
It's like
I'm
sometimes you
really
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 do need to engage that filter. I mean, we are a free speech podcast. We do support that. At the same time, there are okay. There's boundaries. The places you really shouldn't go. Times when it's not appropriate to go certain places.
and that was one of those places, and it was really awkward. And I hope you can forgive me, and
Mm-hmm.
also the people at home, even though you don't know what it is, because you most definitely certainly edited it out.
Yeah.
So do you forgive me?
Yeah. Just keep in mind the time. There are some places that we should just not go to in this podcast.
And that was one of them, and I should
Yeah.
have realized that.
Yeah, things that we
Sorry.
should probably talk about in private,
Yeah,
not in the air.
I'm sorry. How can I be so stupid? How is it possible for me to be that stupid?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, this was a mostly fun episode, save for some bumps in the road. Have a nice night, everyone. Good night.
See ya.
And, yeah, that's it. Good night.